Hello, my name is Leanne from the Social Planning and Wellbeing team at Melton City Council. Today we are bringing you a video from a local trainer to help keep you moving. You can do these activities anywhere, including your lounge room. Please have a go at them, encourage the people in your household to get involved, and as always, have fun.
Hello everyone, my name is Kristee and today we're going to be doing some floor-based yoga that is really going to help release, relax, and we're going to finish off with a nice little meditation. All you need is yourself and a mat. If you do want to grab some pillows or blankets or something like that for afterwards and towards the end of class, feel free to, and I'll mention when you can bring them in. We are going to start by sitting with our legs in a comfortable seated position. So that might mean crossed for you, it might mean having them out, it might mean having them to the side, whatever's really going to make you feel the tallest. If you do have really tight hips and sitting on the floor is uncomfortable, you can also sit on a pillow or a block or something to make it a little bit more comfortable. We're going to start by just closing down those eyes. We're going to rest our hands wherever they feel comfortable, on the lap, maybe on the hand, one hand on the chest and one hand on the stomach. And we're going to connect in with our breath. So just take a few moments to breathe naturally and comfortably. We're not trying to force or change the breath right now. We're just going to use that breath to connect in with our body. Maybe relax those shoulders down away from the ears, lengthen through the spine a little bit more. Just notice how that breath is moving. Maybe it's moving around the chest. You're feeling those ribs expand and contract. Maybe the breath is moving down to the stomach. And then we're going to start to move as we breathe. So we're just going to move our head from side to side. Breathing slowly as we do. You might do one movement to one breath. Or it might just be natural and flexible. Moving the head up and down like you're nodding. And then we're going to keep the chin down at the chest. Let gravity do the work here of getting a nice little stretch through the back of your head. If you want to deepen this stretch though, you can interlace the fingers, take the hands on top of the head, draw those elbows down towards the face. Slowly releasing out those hands. If you want to take them down, you can. If you want to keep them alongside the neck, still drawing those elbows in, letting the head take itself back, leading the chin to the ceiling. And then slowly coming back to center, releasing out those hands. We're going to take the ears across to each shoulder, moving from side to side. Nice little fluid movement here. You can pause on one side if it feels comfortable. Or you can just keep moving. Try to keep those shoulders down and away so the shoulders aren't coming up to meet the ears. We're drawing those ears to meet the shoulders. And then we're going to turn it into some semicircles, so letting the head roll from side to side here. You can include the body in this one, so it might give a big roll around. And then slowly coming back to center, rolling those shoulders back. Rolling those shoulders forward. And then we're going to move through some twists here. So we're going to have our legs once again in whichever position feels most comfortable. If I say grab onto the knee but your legs are out straight, you might want to grab onto the thigh instead. So we're going to take our left hand over our knee or our thigh, use the opposite hand to give a nice little twist. Try and look out across the back shoulder. Keep that spine nice and long. And then coming back to center, swapping sides. A little twist here, both together to push and pull. Look out across the back shoulder. Nice lot of space here through the back. We're not forcing the body, we're just guiding it into a stretch. Coming back to center, and then we're going to do it once more on each side. Little twist. Coming back to center, take a few moments if you need to, and other side, twist. Coming back to center. We're going to bring those feet together. This is our butterfly pose, our Baddha Konasana. Our knees are bent and we can give them a little flutter. If this position isn't comfortable for you, the variation that you can do is having those legs out to the side. We do want a smaller V though, so nothing too intense. Hopefully this does feel comfortable though, and if you need to, shuffle forward a little bit so that you find those sit bones, and we're going to slowly walk our hands forward. So as we walk our hands forward, we're allowing the top part of our body to relax and melt across the tops of the feet. Sorry if you've got a thing about feet, you can cover them with a towel if you really want to, but hopefully they've been washed today. You're not focusing on how far you can reach with those hands, because that might not feel comfortable through the head and neck. I want you to bring those hands a little bit closer in, and you'll think about reaching through the head instead. Give yourself some time here to find your comfort to settle. If the legs need to be moved in or moved out, you can adjust as you need. Nice little stretch here. Use that breath to your advantage. Exhale, release out that little bit lower. And this move looks different for everybody. The hips look different for everybody. This is your practice, so don't try and force the body into any positions that are uncomfortable. Just focus on letting go and you'll be surprised at how deep you can get. Slowly using those hands to walk the body back. We're going to take the hands to the outer edges of the knees, bring those knees in together and give them a little rock side to side as our window wiper. We're going to do something similar to that, but this time we're going to have one leg extended. So we're going to straighten out our left leg. We're going to hug our right leg in nice and close, and we're just going to hug our right leg for a few moments. So we're going to turn towards our right hip, taking our left arm around the outside of the leg and give a little twist, but this time keep the body towards the side of the room. Bringing it back into center and then turning that knee out to the side. So you can have the foot touching the leg if you'd like, or it might need a bit of space. You can have the foot further down away from the hip as well if you need to find a little bit more room. And then we're going to slowly walk our body forward, rounding through the back and reaching for the feet. You don't have to hold on to the feet though, you can hold on to the ankles or the shins. Give yourself a little bit of a stretch here, and guess what this is called? It's called our head to knee pose. Very imaginative, very easy to remember though. A little stretch here. You'll feel this a little bit more through the back of the leg as well as the neck and the spine, like we did in our last move. And it makes it a lot easier to do with just the one leg extending. If you're someone that really loves a good leg stretch, you can do it with both legs together for a forward fold. Slowly walking it back into center. Once again, use those hands to guide the body. We don't want to make our body do too much right now. We're releasing and relaxing, hugging in that left leg. And once again, we're going to turn to the side. So hugging around, turning towards the side of the room. Nice little twist here. Bit of a lighter twist than the ones we did before. Coming back to center, taking that knee out. And then once again, hinging forward. Walking forward, head to knee. Slowly coming back to center. If there's anything in today's class you want to do for longer, just pause the video. We're going to come and bring our legs behind our body onto all fours, and we're going to do some cat-cows. This is our tabletop position. So we want our hips over the tops of our knees, our shoulders over the tops of our wrists. And if we have sore wrists, we can take our hands into fists, or we can rest them on a block or on a pillow instead. We're going to inhale, look up towards the ceiling, taking the chest down towards the ground and the sit bones apart. And then exhale, tucking the chin in towards the chest, pushing up through the shoulder blades. Inhale to look up. Exhale to look down, and then continue this move in your own rhythm, in your own time. Just a couple more. You can pause and hold a position if it feels really good. Slowly coming back to center. We're going to take it into a deeper chest stretch, so keeping those hips where they are, we're going to walk those hands forward and drop the chest down towards the ground. This is called our melting heart or puppy pose, resting either the chin or the forehead on the mat. One of them will be comfortable. It is a bit of a weird one, but hopefully it's feeling nice and opening across the collarbones and across the armpits. It's great for if you've been doing a lot of studying or working at the computer lately, maybe watching a lot of Netflix, and you've found that the top half of your body is really rounding forward across the phone or the screen. And then slowly walking the body back. We're going to move through a little bit of the hip opener now, and this is called our pigeon pose. So starting with the left leg, we're going to extend the left leg back, bring the left knee towards the same hand, left foot to the opposite hand, and then slide that right leg away, dropping those hips down towards the ground. So this one, we want to make sure the knee is out towards the side a little bit. If it's in the middle of our body, it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable. We want to make sure our hips are facing forward. We're not dropping over to one side. You can stay upright. You might choose to come onto the elbows. You might choose to fully extend and lay flat. This position is all about the hip, so you're going to feel it there the most. You might feel it around the glute though as well. So if you do find that this one's a little bit uncomfortable, you can give yourself a little light shimmy side to side, and it might make it a little bit more accessible to you. Once again, feel free to hold this one longer if you need, but we are going to move along, coming up, pushing that leg back, give it a shimmy, give it a shake, swapping sides. Right leg, right knee to same hand, right foot to opposite hand, slide that left leg away, dropping the hips down, and bring yourself forward if you need to. This position's all about letting go. If you're finding it's a bit emotional to hold it here, sit for a little bit longer. You'll be surprised how much it's able to really release out from your body. Slowly walking those hands back, shimmy and a shake. And then we are going to come down onto our backs. If you want to pop on those layers, now's the time to, because then you don't want to get up once you're on your back. Laying down nice and flat, hugging those knees in. We're going to do a couple of last little twists. Twists are great for the body, opening the arms out to either side of the room. Let both of the knees fall over to whatever side they want to fall to. The closer the knees are in towards the chest, the deeper the stretch is going to be. So if you want a lighter stretch, take those knees a bit further away. You can use the arm to pull down. You want to keep both shoulders in contact with the mat, palms facing up, and you can look out across the opposite arm if you need to. So I always say that the human body is a bit like a sponge. It soaks in a lot of stress sometimes, and twists wring out that stress, even with a stretch though too. Bring it back into center, take it to the other side. Each side's going to be a bit different. You might need to bring the knees in closer for one side. And then slowly coming back into center. Releasing out and softening into whatever position is going to feel best for your meditation. So you might like to straighten out those legs fully. You might like to rest the hands on the stomach, the chest, or alongside the body. If your lower back needs a bit of support, you can walk those feet in, walk the feet to the edge of the mat, let the knees drop in, or for some more open hips, you can take the feet together, the knees apart, very similar to our butterfly pose. Do whichever position feels most comfortable for you. And we're going to move through a very quick body scan. So we're going to start by softening through the body, letting it melt into the mat. And we're going to move through each section of the body separately. So bring your awareness down to your feet. And I'd like you to imagine that whatever makes you feel most comfortable, maybe a word or a colour or a memory, that sensation is going to slowly move through your body from your feet. It's going to touch every inch of your body, into the bones, into the muscles, through the organs. So moving up through the feet, through the legs, through the hips, Moving up through the stomach, through the chest, through the spine, through the ribs. Moving down through the arms, all the way to the hands. Moving up through the head, the neck, and across the face. Until your whole body is coated in whatever memory, colour, word, sensation makes you feel comfortable and safe, happy and warm. Slowly bringing the awareness back to the body now. Feel the clothes against your skin. Feel the air, feel the mat underneath you. Let that sensation we drew across our body soak into your body now. It's still there, but just not as much in focus. And then start to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, bring some movement back into the body. Take a big breath in, reach those arms up overhead. Point the fingers, point the toes, big stretch, and then roll over to one side in a little fetal position. Take a few moments here. You can stay here for longer if you really need to. Coming up to a comfortable seated position. Roll those shoulders, move the head side to side. Blink open those eyes. Thank you for joining me today. Hopefully that was a nice little way to reset, release the body, and find a little moment of calm at the very end. Feel free to pause the video, jump back down on the mat and have a little snooze if you need. Thanks for joining me.